सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। श्रीनारसिंहाय वयं नुमः। हरि ओम। रिपीट आफ्टर मी। हिंदी में बोलूँ अब, आज तो कोई अंग्रेजी वाला नहीं है। हिंदी चलेगा? ऑलवेज देयर इज वन। तो फिर इंग्लिश। एनीवे, द मंत्रा यू ऑल कैन चैंट। उग्रम वीरम महाविष्णुम,
उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुम्,
उग्रम वीरम महाविष्णुम,
उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुम्,
ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं,
ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम्,
ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं,
ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम्,
नारसिंहभीषणं भद्रं,
नारसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं,
नारसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं, नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं, भूय मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्, मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्, मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्।
मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्।
Once more, repeat after me. उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं,
उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुम्,
ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं,
ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम्,
नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं,
नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं,
मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्।
मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्।
This is the mantra of our Sri Narasimha Bhagawan, who is the avatar of Lord Narayana, who was born with the purpose of destroying Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu represents the ego. Narasimha represents the Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham. He is that fire. Yesterday I was explaining like the full moon. He is that fire. He is that bright light in which no darkness can ever remain. When the sun comes up, darkness cannot remain. When Sarvato Mukham, Jwalantam means he is continuously burning from Sarvato Mukham, from every eyes. Yesterday we explained in the Purnima thing that it is the light of consciousness which is coming out of your holes called the five senses and the mind and the intellect. It is that light which is illuminating the whole world, which was not available at night when you are sleeping, isn't it? Jwalantam Sarvatomukham. And in that bright light of consciousness, which is none other than the Narasimha Bhagawan, the ignorance, which is represented by Hiranyakashipu. And how does ignorance express? Ignorance expresses as body identification. Hiranyakashipu was very well versed in the scriptures, but his problem was he was body identified and he wanted to be immortal with the body. And he, he didn't believe in the Lord Vishnu because he became so powerful. He became the master of the three worlds. He thought he is, who is this Vishnu whom I have never seen? Who is this Vishnu that everyone prays? Who is this Vishnu for whom all the temples are built? He broke down all of them and established his golden statue in every temple. And this is what we do. Huh? When you look in the mirror, how do you like yourself? With hair all like that, or with the crown and the makeup and the necklace and the teeth shining and everything? Everything should be bright. Hiranya means bright. Hiranya means gold. Hiranya means that which glitters. See? So, are we running after that which glitters? Are we that which runs after that which is brilliant? Yes, gold is brilliant. The objects of the world seem to be brilliant. That's why we run after them and desire them. But the true brilliance is that brilliance of the consciousness. And when we run after the world, that consciousness called individual consciousness, समझ आ रहा है आपको?
Yeah.
That individual consciousness which runs after the glitter of the world eventually becomes arrogant. Self-importance comes in, self-propagation comes in, control, fear, so that I must be accepted by everyone as the master of the whole world, because he had the power. If you have the power in your home, you want to feel that you are in control of the whole home, isn't it? नहीं तो सब कुछ बिखर जाएगा. You have to keep controlling, and when you have the three worlds to control. But does the sun who glitters, does he control the 9 planets by fear? Does he control the 9 planets and the other bodies which are going around the sun out of control? Or his sun is just being the sun and all other planets are just going around it in mutual attraction, isn't it? The parasparam bhavenda. He is giving the light to them, and the planets are giving life to whoever is living there. Sun cannot give any life to anyone because nobody can live on it. See? So, this Hiranyakashipu was one of those, and he was the most, he had controlled the 3 worlds, but he could not control his own son. And his son had meditated or prenatal education in the womb of his mother. From whom? From Narad Muniji, that too. On what? On the entire Bhagavatam and the Narayan mantra. And continuously is chanting Om Namo Narayana or Om Vishnave Namah, Om Vishnave Namah, Om Vishnave Namah. And once he comes back, the father says, hey, the whole world is singing my glory. This whole world is saying Om Hiranyakashipe Namah, Om Hiranyakashipe Namah. And you are saying Om Vishnave Namah. Who is this Vishnu? I have heard of him, but I have never seen him. Who is he? Don't take his name, take my name. But he couldn't stop himself from taking the name of the Lord, because there was connection with the Lord. There was love for the Lord. There was surrender for the Lord. There was samarpan towards the Lord. There was sharanagati towards the Lord. Whereas Hiranyakashipu, you take my name, you remember me, you propitiate me, you do my puja out of control, power, arrogance, self-importance. Bhagawan never tells anyone to do it that. If you do it, it's okay, you will benefit. If you don't do it, it's also okay. Namaste ji. Aye. So, if you don't do it, still also it is okay. Namaste Somanamma. Chupke. So, in this manner, when this is our behavior also, you find out in the certain circumstances where you behave in that manner. Rather than surrendering your actions to the divine, we say, I am doing it, I am achieving it, I am successful, I made it myself, I am a self-made person, blah, blah, blah. Hiranyakashipu was also the same way. I am self-made. I did the tapasya. I got the boon from Brahmaji. I got the boon from Brahmaji. Brahmaji is the creator. And what is that boon he got? You all know. Some of you know. If not, I'll just remind. The boon was that I should not die inside or outside. I should not die up or down. I should not die in day or night. I should not die at the hands of man or animal. And in this way, I'm just telling you few, he covered all the options of opposites in which he could be killed, and he said, I should not be killed in all those circumstances. And he felt invincible. How do we feel invincible? We have got good health, we got the right medicines, we got enough money, we got our own bed, we got, the moment we come down, we can get our coffee and tea. We don't have to go and beg anywhere, like us. When we want, immediately we catch the flight and we can travel to India 10 times a day. Here, that is flexibility, isn't it? Everything, I'm self-made, I've done it. I achieved it. I got a good portfolio. I got all the health. I got everything. In Taittiriya Upanishad, this example comes. One person who is absolutely healthy in his youth is loved by the entire creation, entire earth. It was being, in that they are talking about Parikshit. Imagine one person who is loved by all his citizens, who is in his youth, is at the best of his health, is well versed with the scriptures, is always surrendered to the divine. What will be his joy? 100 times his joy is the joy of the musicians. 100 times the joy of the musicians on earth is the joy of the Gandharvas. 100 times the joy of the Gandharvas is the joy of the Karma Devatas. 100 times the joy of the Karma Devatas is the joy of Indra. 100 times the joy of Indra. Indra is the god of heaven. 100 times his joy is the joy of his guru, Brihaspati. 100 times the joy of Brihaspati is the joy of Brahmaji. And that Brahmaji, the creator, also becomes unmanifest when the cycle of creation concludes. And we have the arrogance that I am self-made. Similar was this Hiranyakashipu. And as a result, he started, initially he thought his son is only young, he's in his childish pranks, he must be carried away by somewhere, something he must have heard, and he gave him a leeway. And he sent him to the Gurukul, got him initiated, and when he, after 1 year of holiday school, when he came back, he said, he took, my son, Hiranyakashipu's son, he put him on his lap in front of the whole court, told, son, tell me, what is the one important thing that you learned in the Gurukul? He said that Lord Vishnu is the greatest. Om Vishnave Namaha. And here the father went, what are you talking about? The whole world remembers me. He praises me. I am the bestower of peace, happiness, wealth on everyone. And you are saying, and you learned that Lord Vishnu is the ultimate. And then when the son was adamant that he is the one, that shows the quality of the student there, quality of the devotee. And what is his quality? Complete surrender to the Lord. Complete faith. And the faith is just like a mother. You saw the Titanic, in that baby holds on to the mother. The other people are running around because the ship is sinking and they are worrying about will they survive or not. And this one person said, "Oi, baby, child, you are not afraid? This is 4 or 5 year old." She says, "No, my mother is there with me." For her mother is the whole world. And she feels she is absolutely secure as long as she is holding on to the mother, isn't it? Because she is unaware what is going on around the world. If in this world we can hold on to the Lord like our Prahlad was his son, Prahlad to the feet of the Lord, then even the demonic father that Hiranyakashipu is cannot even break क्या बोलते हैं, बाल का बांका भी नहीं कर सकता. कैन नॉट टेक अवे इवन वन हेयर आउट ऑफ योर हेड. ऐसे बोल लो यार. तुम्हारे तो है नहीं, हमारे भी जा रहे हैं, क्या करेंगे.
Don't even think about it.
Yes, I'm thinking because every day so much come out. So that type of faith do we have, or do we go around in this world with the arrogance that I am doing it, I am achieving it, I have made it. Nothing wrong in putting the efforts, but wisdom is that when you are putting the efforts in whatever field, in education, in wealth, in health, in driving, in walking, in speaking, in hearing, everything. But at the back of your mind, your disposition should be, all this is happening, all these efforts are being put by His grace. Not because of me, by His grace. This thought that I am understanding also is coming by His grace. Because I didn't create the breath, I didn't create the life. So from where did the life come? Where did the breath come? Where did the growth come? Where does the hunger come from? From same place. That is the divine, the divine throb. And in this way, when Hiranyakashipu tested him, many places he threw him off the mountain and he is chanting Om Vishnave Namaha, Om Vishnave Namaha, Om Vishnave Namaha. As he is falling, he is just completely intoxicated in the Lord's name. And as he is falling, people have thought, oh, he is gone, we can't even see where he is gone. And the soldiers go away and he is supported by the lotus flower and slowly he lands and again he goes back to the palace. Father, arre, aa gaya phir se. Then he is thrown into the room full of poisonous snakes. There also, all the snakes get converted into garlands and he comes out absolutely normal. And the Hiranyakashipu, he makes the two sub-gurus in the ashram to do a special sacrifice in which they are going to invoke the what do you call, through a black magic, some Shakti they were going to invoke and which was going to devour Prahlad. But Prahlad, he accepts it, he doesn't fight. He says, no, don't put me in the oil, don't do this, don't do that. He is sitting absolutely fine. And when that Shakti comes out and when she goes to take Prahlad, but Prahlad is as usual intoxicated in the Lord's name. The Shakti, once it is invoked, it needs a direction. It needs to go to some place. If it is not given some appropriate place, whoever invoked it, it will go back to him. Like you invoke your image in the mirror. Correct? For whom is the image? For yourself. You look at yourself, isn't it? So they invoked it. It couldn't go and devour what it was promised. It went and ate both the gurus. And this was the state. This is what happens to us. People manipulate, people corrupt, people try to put us in situations, people badmouth us. These are all tests rather than for us to go and reply back to them and take revenge on them. That is not the way. If we are surrendered to the Lord, if we have faith in the Lord, it may happen for some people from one day to the next, from one moment to the next. Otherwise, we must cultivate it. Prahlad, from childhood till today, he has cultivated it. Nothing happens suddenly. Yes, hunger happens suddenly. Seeing, when you wake up suddenly. Yes, it does happen suddenly. But when we look at our life, both things, some things happen suddenly, instantaneously, and for some things you need to develop. Like you go to a gym, you can't develop your muscles straight away. You have to go to the gym, pick up the weights day in and day out, and slowly and surely Over the weeks, your muscles will be developed. Same way, the mental muscles, the devotional muscles within your mind, they have to develop. For that, we have to have regular interaction with the divine theme, as Prahlad has. Then that faith comes. Every day you must be lighting the lamp. We are taking satsang every day. Sometimes we light the lamp. But our lighting the lamp is not physical. Our lighting of the lamp is in this manner. See? So we light the lamp. If you are doing it every day, now it doesn't feel a burden on you. But if you tell, today I was in the afternoon, I was at someone's house for Bhiksha, Kellyville, itni dur, baapre. And from there, the mother is forcing them to chant Gayatri Mantra. The mother is telling them, no, you have to do this, you have to do that. And there, she says, if I don't tell them, they'll never learn it. That is also right. See? But then I told the kids, see, my mother forced me, I never did it. Still I became a sannyasi. So you decide, you want to follow or you don't want to follow. And so the mother looked at me like this, Swamiji, what are you telling? See. So when eventually, when the tests had reached their peak, Hiranyakashipu could not take it anymore. The challenge of his son. In the end, he wanted to destroy the sun by his own hand, because who is the most powerful in that whole world? It is Hiranyakashipu. He takes out his sword and he wants to kill his own son. And in that frustration, inside the heart is still saying, it is my son. In that frustration, he says, is your God, where is your Vishnu? He says, he's everywhere. And in that frustration, he says, everywhere. Yes, he says, he's everywhere. He's inside you also. What? That Vishnu is inside me. See, he has studied the scriptures but not taken it subjectively. And in that frustration, he says, is that Vishnu in this pillar? If he's not in this pillar, I will kill you. He says, he doesn't say yes or no. He just says, Om Vishnave Namah. And Hiranyakashipu, in that frustrated anger, hits the pillar, and at that instant, we can only say avatar, but in modern language, caricature came. And he's neither man nor animal. He is a half man, half lion. And immediately, without wasting any, movies mein dikhate hain, there is fight going on. But he picks him up like as if it's a flower petal. And all the possibilities that he had covered with the Creator, that I should not be killed like that. Now the first is what? Half man, half lion. He is neither. He had asked, I should not be killed by man, I should not be killed by animal. So that is it. He says, I should not be killed by any astra or shastra. I should not be killed by any weapon, handheld weapon or any missile. The Narasimha Bhagawan, he uses his nails to split him open. He said, I should not be killed up or down, on the earth or in the sky. He kneels down, puts his body on his knee, and then kills him. He says, neither inside nor outside. So he goes to the doorway. He's neither inside nor outside. He kills him at the doorway of his palace. And in this way, all the permutation combinations that he had thought that he has covered were, neutralized by Narasimha Bhagawan. And to remember that Narasimha Bhagawan, because that is why when we meditate, anytime, when are we asked to meditate? We are asked to meditate neither morning nor evening. What is neither day nor night? What is that? Morning, dawn, dusk. That is the best time to meditate. In the joining periods, where are you asked to meditate? Where There is thought and there is no thought. There you put your attention. Where there is breath and there is no breath, in between the two breaths, the in breath and the out breath, you put your attention. Shambhavi Mudra kya hota hai? You heard of Shambhavi Mudra? What is that? Half eyes open. Our Swamiji says, if you want to have close one eye, keep one eye open. And Shambhavi Mudra ho gaya. But Shambhavi Mudra kya? You just slightly turn your eyes up. Little bit of the world here is being seen, but rest is all. And at the same time, you are seeing nothing, the emptiness behind the eyelids. You are not able to see the world. And in that, why that is asked, why we are asked to do that is so that we can remain awake. If we only think of nothing, we'll go to sleep. That is our habit. So we are asked that, hey, keep it half closed so that you can see. So anyway, so Hiranyakashipu represents that. He represents our individuality, he represents our ego. And to destroy that ego, this mantra is what we chanted. Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namamyaham. Ugram means ferocious. उग्र मीन्स बहुत ही क्या कहते हैं, हाँ गुस्से वाला, हाँ वैसे बोल लो, यानी फेरोशियस. भीषणम भी वही मीनिंग है. हम उग्र आग नहीं बोलते. वी डोंट से उग्र अग्नि, वी से भीषण अग्नि, भयंकर नहीं. तो उस तरीके से तो उग्रम वीरम, तो अपने अंदर हम अच्छा अब ये हिंदी आपको इंग्लिश आ जाती है ना? नहीं है, अच्छा कोई बात नहीं है. नो इट्स ओके, नहीं डोंट वरी. तो एनीवे ही केम टुवर्ड्स द कंक्लूजन. तो Ugram. Now understand why this mantra is being chanted and for whom. For whom is it? Narasimha Bhagawan. Why we are chanting? So that all negativity within us is being, we are invoking him to remove it. Sometimes when we are in bad habits, when we are in bad thought fixations, when we are in depressed, a person is lazy. What does he need? A kick on the backside. Come on, get up and move. Ugram. That is, through that kick, Narasimha Bhagawan has come. See? Sometimes we need this ferocious attitude. Sometimes we need Bhishasmad Bhavate Bhishodeti Surya. Sometimes fear makes a person activated. Sometimes fear makes the people or students, we were students, we were very careful with our Swamiji. When we were in school, the teacher we were not afraid of, we used to take that teacher for a ride. But that teacher we were afraid of, we are very disciplined in the class, isn't it? Similarly, now I am looking at it from a different angle. By the fear of the sun, all planets remain in their constellations. They don't deviate from their path. Why? Fear of the sun. Similarly, for the fear of the conscious principle, all the senses, all the mind and the intellect, they function the way they are supposed to function. Otherwise, imagine the eye see, hey yaar, I am really bored today, seeing. Today I want to start hearing. क्या हो जाएगा फिर? Is it possible? It's not possible. Is it possible that the planets start, hey Earth, you have been taking the third position for a long time, come on, move away. I want to come here. You take my position. Is it possible? At least in our life it's not possible. It's a physical thing. Maybe in some time everything collapses like so many galaxies are collapsing. But when something collapses within us, what happens to us? we lose the confidence, we lose our self-esteem, we become depressed, some people become suicidal, some people go to the drinks, some people go to the drugs, some people become angry for small, small things, irritated for small, small things. Now, if you recognize that these are the shortcomings that are coming in me, you need to invoke Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu. You need to invoke the divine in the form of the one who is angry, the one who is courageous, the one who is Bhishan, means is very powerful, but at the same time, all that is auspicious, because Bhagawan is always auspicious. He is not there to purposely give us trouble. So here mantra says, Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu, that Mahavishnu who is of the nature of infinite vitality, Viryam, valor, and Ugram, of ferociousness. And who is he? He comes in the form of, Jalantam Sarvatomukham. And that Mahavishnu is Jwalantam, he is burning everywhere, meaning he is expressing everywhere. Where? Sarvato, everywhere. Mukham, through all the mouths. Where are the mouths? This is one mouth, this is one mouth, this is one mouth, this is one mouth. Every thought is the mouth of, every mind is the mouth of it, because those are avenues of its expression. Where is space expressing from? Is there any one location where space is expressing from? Or is space infinitely expressing? Whether it is a small room, whether it's a temple room, whether it's a bedroom, whether it's a toilet room, whether it's a satsang room, satsang space, I should say. So everywhere, space is only giving accommodation to the whole universe. Similarly, Sarvatomukham, that Mahavishnu, he is everywhere. And he is in what form? Narasimham or Nrusimham. In Sanskrit they say Nrusimha Bhagawan, not Narasimha Bhagawan. But North India mein Narasimha bolte hain. So that Narasimha, Bhishanam Bhadram. He is of the nature of great, auspiciousness. हम कभी कभी बोलते हैं ना, आप अगर पूना में जाओगे या बॉम्बे में जाओगे, in Bombay, they will say, this water is bhayankar,
Lai Bhayankar.
Lai Bhayankar. Lai Bhari. तो भयंकर है, ये कितनी भयंकर सुंदर है. अरे तेरी की क्या बोलते हैं, भयंकर सुंदर है. तो वैसे इधर बोल रहे हैं भीषणम भद्रम, भयंकर auspiciousness, meaning infinitely auspicious, very powerfully auspicious. Even though by look, he looks as if you can't look at him, but he is of the nature of auspiciousness. You have all heard of Akkalkot Maharaj? Akkalkot Maharaj. शोलापुर के पास उनका अक्कलकोट करके one village is there. And there he did his Leela there only. And he is the avatar of Dattatreya. And he used to take the stick and hit the students. Not students, devotees. If people can, तेरी की अभी बताता हूँ, डंडा लिया भागा, पत्थर लिया मारा, मुंह से गाली. But people used to come for that. Because they know, if one stone hits them, one danda hits them, their all demerit points are over. They are back to neutral. Such masters were there. ये ज़्यादा दूर की बात नहीं है, just 18th century. When Shirdi Sai Baba was there, that time he was there. So Bhishanam Bhadram, he is of the nature of Bhayankar, great, unfallible auspiciousness. Then Mrityum Namamyaham. To that Narasimha Bhagavan, who is the death of the Lord Death also. Dekho. To that Narasimha Bhagavan, who is of the nature of auspiciousness, Who is he? He is the death of the Lord Death also. To him my prostrations, to him my salutations. Mrityo mrityum namamyaham. Why mrityu mrityum? How can death kill death? How can death kill death? हमारे लिए जो यमराज है, for us the Lord Death is there. That death only takes our life. How long it can take life? As long as we are alive. As long as this creation is going on. How long will this creation go on? Is it infinite? One day it will unmanifest itself. In our Bhagavatam, the period of time is given. See, and if you want to take it microcosmically, death is night. The night is coming or the sleep is coming, and it's going to take away all your sense of being once it overpowers your mind, isn't it? He is the death of death. Death is also a principle. And that Lord Yamaraj, whom we call as Lord Death, he came into existence when the creation came into existence. Who is Mahavishnu? Who is Narasimha Bhagawan? Who is beyond creation. Therefore, he is the death of death. Therefore, he is death of death. It's like you have a matchstick. It is light. It is light. But you take it in front of a raging fire or a Havan Kund, then that Havan Kund devours that matchstick along with the light. So that Havan Kund, the fire in the Havan Kund, is the death of this fire, isn't it? Like that. Like that, he is the death of death. And to that Narasimha Bhagawan, we pay our salutations, we remember him again and again, so that all negativities within us, they once and for all, not temporarily, once and for all. Just like Arjun, when he prayed to Krishna Bhagawan, here we see the ferocious face of Narasimha Bhagawan. There on the middle of the battlefield, Bhagawan was standing in front of Arjun. Was he ferociously looking at him? What stupid you are talking about? And showing. No, he was smiling at the foolishness of Arjun. And there, when Arjun saw that Bhagavan Krishna is smiling at him, he came to realize that whatever he had been blabbering, जो कुछ भी वो बोल रहे थे कृष्ण को, सब फालतू था. Everything was a blabber. And therefore, at that moment, he transformed. And he said, Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava prichhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha nishreyasat nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadhi mam tvam prapannam. He says, at that moment when he sees that Bhagavan is smiling and he is so seriously, sincerely telling his problems that I don't want to fight, these are the reasons I don't want to fight, and Krishna Bhagavan is smiling. When you see a guru smiling, because he has accepted him that way, he comes to realize that he has gone wrong somewhere. And he quickly goes through his mind where he has gone wrong. He can't find out because he was full of himself. And at that moment, by the grace of the divine, he comes to this conclusion that Karpanya dosho pahata swabhavaha. I am absolutely at my wit's end. मुझे पता नहीं क्या, मेरे को कुछ पता नहीं है इस दुनिया के बारे में. कार्पण्य दोषो पहता स्वा पृच्छामि त्वाम धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता. So you tell me what is right and wrong, because I don't know what is right and wrong. Because I'm thinking, मैंने अभी all the reasons that I gave you of right and wrong, they seem, and you're still smiling, you're not saying anything. Similar thought came to my mind when I met Swamiji. So I was supposed to be interviewed by him for ashram, studying in the ashram. So I was waiting. 20 days have passed. We had gone all over Himalayas, and we are coming back to Delhi. We are in the bus. तो स्वामी जी कम आ गया. मैं कहा हाँ ये स्वामी जी हाँ बोलो. मैं कहा मैंने क्या बोलना है? What should I speak? You have to speak. You have to interview me. I will answer all your questions. He says, I don't have any questions. As usual, I don't have any questions. You say. I said, what do I say? No, you speak. Now when Swamiji is saying you speak, suddenly at that moment I felt what type of person he is. But then he said, उनकी presence में कुछ हो जाता है तो हमने I closed my eyes and I thought ki what should I speak? And at that time the thought in my mind that came, which was troubling me for a long time, which had to be resolved because I came to the ashram, to the Himalayas as a rebel from family, not by their blessings. So I said, Swamiji, my conundrum is, मेरे दुविधा ये है, हाँ, क्या दुविधा है? मैं should I be following what my parents say or should I be following what my heart says? My parents say get married. My heart says study scriptures. And I am waiting. Swamiji, please answer. I'm not saying please answer. I'm waiting. So this is my problem. This is my issue at this moment. He says, then he's sitting at the window. I'm sitting next to him. Then I said, Swamiji, so please clarify. He says, question is yours. You answer it. And I said, yaar, ye kaisa aadmi hai? He's going to be my teacher for the next 2 years. He's not even answering the first question he asked me to ask. He says, it is your question. You look, what you think, what do you think should be the answer? एंड मैं अपने आंख बंद करके फिर मैं सोचने लगा. 1-2 आंसू गिर गए उसी क्षण में. एंड द सोल्यूशन प्रेजेंटेड इट सेल्फ. आई सेड, स्वामी जी, क्योंकि मैं आई हैड कम टू द स्टडी ऑफ स्क्रिप्चर्स बिकॉज मुझे मेडिटेशन में डायरेक्शन मिला था. तो मैंने कहा, स्वामी जी, आई एम गोइंग टू फॉलो माई हार्ट. इफ़ आई स्टडी फॉर 2 years द स्क्रिप्चर्स, शास्त्र पढ़ेंगे. उसके बाद अगर इच्छा हुई शादी करने की तो शादी करके आई विल बी अ गुड पर्सन इन द सोसाइटी, अदरवाइज आई विल टेक संन्यास. उन्होंने द मोमेंट आई गेव दैट आंसर आई फेल्ट अ बिग लोड ऑफ माई शोल्डर्स कि अरे यार, दिस सोल्यूशन वॉज ऑलवेज अवेलेबल टू मी. एंड स्वामी जी सेड, कम लेट्स गो टू बॉम्बे नाउ ओनली टू द आश्रम. And then I said, no, Swamiji, we have all come. We have to find a boy for my sister also. He says, see now, you have decided to come to the ashram. See how the magic happens. Everything will fall in place. और पढ़ हो गया सब कुछ. See. कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वाम धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता. I am absolutely lost the plot as to what is right and wrong, because he was saying that I don't want to kill my brother, I don't want to kill my teacher, I don't want to kill my guru, I don't want to kill my grandfather. If I kill, all the ladies will become vidhva. Is that right? Then all the people from other countries will come and take advantage of all the women because there will be no men to protect them. Logic is perfectly right. You should have thought about all these before you came to the battlefield. Now the battle, 2 enemies are ready. See? So just as Arjun in the middle of the battlefield, in spite of his shortcomings, surrendered to the Lord, we must also, when we find that issues in our life are very deep and deep-seated and they are not getting resolved, that time you invoke Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. At that time you invoke him. Whatever inertia that is there within us to bring about a change in us. How many people like us have made New Year resolutions, but we never followed them up? Why? We didn't invoke this fellow. You invoke him, it will happen. He will make sure it will happen. See? So in this manner, as Arjuna is in the middle of the battlefield, we are also in the middle of battlefield all the time. Our battlefield is our good thoughts and bad thoughts. That is our battlefield. Tato yuddhaya yuddhesva na shochati na kankshati. कल भी बताया था ये. We are ever at fight in our mind because we are talking to ourselves the maximum. ये खाऊं क्या को करूं? स्वामी जी लेट क्यों आए? अब हमको पता नहीं कि 3:30 बजे हम तो टाइम पे आ गए, वो टाइम पे नहीं आए. पता नहीं मेडिटेशन कब होगा, बाद में खाने के लिए कुछ है कि नहीं, प्लेट तो पड़ी है, खाने के लिए क्या है? The mind is continuously going on, like a chicken farm, it's always talking, something or the other. Yesterday someone asked here, Swamiji, my mind is, when I start taking the mantra, मैं करता हूँ जप रोज, लेकिन every time I start, I feel, I have a feeling that I should not do japa, because when I do japa, my mind is more troubled than when I'm not doing japa. Have we experienced that? In the example, I don't know if you were there that time, it was in question answers. So the answer that I gave him was, you have a glass of water, dirty water. What if you leave it for some time, what happens? The dirt settles down. You want a fresh glass of water, you put it under a source of fresh water, a tap, you open it, what is the first thing that happens? All the dirt from the bottom comes up. Correct? And then as the cup fills up, it starts overflowing. In 5-10 minutes, you will have a glass of fresh water with no dirt in it, because it is under the source of pure water. Similarly, we have collected the dirt over 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Nobody is 30 years. Everyone is above 60. Everyone is above 40, 50. So we have collected that much dirt. And the moment we start chanting the name of the Lord, all that dirt comes up, because God's work is only one, to remove the dirt and make you pristine and pure. But we are not focused on the name of the Lord or remembrance of the Lord. We are focused on the dirt. And we give up the Lord and hold on to the dirt. Ki bhai, again you please settle down. And yes, if you stop taking the name of the Lord, it will settle down again. If you take it away from the fresh water which is falling, if you put it away, very quickly it will settle down. So we need perseverance. We need that inner faith that if I continue doing it, how long? 30-40 days. Only 30-40 days. But it is not that you do it 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night, lage raho pura din. Bhagawan ka naam, bas joyfully keep chanting, doing everything. And suddenly you will realize that, hey, the name is automatically happening in my mind, I am not doing it anymore. And suddenly after 20, 30 days, 40 days, depending upon person to person, it can happen a week also. Suddenly there is a flip in the mind. That mind which was agitated suddenly becomes very calm. Just like from a very activated life, suddenly you fall asleep. When you fall asleep, there is no activity, no agitation, no doubts, nothing to pursue, no projects. कितनी जल्दी होता है, पावर नैप लेते हैं कभी कभी. So it's like that. Sudden shift comes. If you have been to India, have you been to Tiruvannamalai, any one of you? Tiruvannamalai. 30 kilometers outside Tiruvannamalai. You are in a bus or you're in a car or you're walking or cycle or scooter or whatever. 30 kilometers away from Tiruvannamalai. You are sitting in the bus going, suddenly something, ऐसे लगता है कि भूत चढ़ गया कोई. Bhoot of peace. Sudden shift in your consciousness takes place. Suddenly you are in the presence of something great. The mind suddenly becomes calm. Whether you are a devotee of Ramana, whether you are not, or whether you are a theist, it does not matter. It does not matter. Like that. If I take a little bit of water, my thirst will be quenched. Exactly like that. If we take that water or the sip by sip, take the name of the Lord, very quickly, 30-40 days, your thirst will be quenched. Meaning all the irritation, agitation of unwanted thoughts which were persecuting you, they will become calm and they'll just dissolve away. They will not become calm, they will get dissolved away. See? So, Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Bhu Mrityor Mrityum Namamyaham. He is the death of all deaths. See? When do we die in our life? When do we die in our life? Is it only when the physical death comes? Or there are other times? If the heart is broken, hi, मैं तो मर गई. Heart is broken, खाना नहीं मिला time पे. If you don't get the food, I'm dying for food. मर गए फिर से. So continuously we keep using that type of language. But our scriptures say, death, when you believe that you can be deceived, you are dead. First, when you believe that people can manipulate you, deceive you, take the better of you, that I am a poor weakling, people are more smarter than me, they can take advantage of me, I am only a doormat, you are dead. You are a living dead. Living dead को क्या बोलते हैं? भूत. चलते फिरते भूत हो तुम. See? So one is that death. Death of deception. The other is the physical death. That is also one death. But when we pray to the divine, when we pray to the divine light, Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham, when we invoke him in our heart, then whether the body dies, we continue to live. We don't die because the body has died. Body has died in your daily, from childhood till today, your body has died so many times. The child body died, the teenage body died, the youth body died, last year body died, now this year body is there. So, we are dying. Death is a principle. Everything is dying. I am seeing you. I blink my eyes. You are dead to me. As a principle. Every breath comes in. Then when it goes, it's dead. I cannot take the same air in. It's not possible. So death has a principle. When we invoke to this Mahavishnu in the form of Narasimha Bhagawan, we conquer death itself. We conquer death itself. Meaning, what is the expression of conquering death? Meaning, living in this life from the being fearless of deception, being fearless of being used and abused, being fearless of physical death. Meaning, you live a life of fearlessness. Wherever you are, whatever you are, in whatever manner you are, with whoever you are fearless. See, now when I was young, a rebel, so I was 20, and without telling my parents, I got a job in Baghdad, Middle East. I got my visa, I got my air ticket, and I came and told, Dad, I'm going. How can you go? Sir, you also ran away from home to join Air Force. I am also running away to. So he said, यार तू तो मेरा ही बेटा निकला. I कहा हाँ हूँ. अच्छा मम्मी को बताया क्या? That's your job, not mine. He said, why you are going there? There is war going on there. That time Iraq-Iran war was going on. That's why the risk money. He says, war is going on. I said, Dad, 6 months ago, I was in Delhi, I had a motorcycle and I had an accident. I just survived. So, rest of the life is bonus. So, वहाँ पे होगा, मर गए. वहाँ पे, if my death is written there, nobody can stop it. If my death is written here, nobody can stop it. What I am talking about here is not death, I am talking about fearlessness. It's not that you are fearless so you stand in front of a running train. That is not fearless, that's stupidity. Calculated. Recognize. Because here it is not purposely I am going there. No, we want to move ahead in life. See? But there is a deep surrender to the divine that He will take care of us. And He did. Came out. At the right time, the thought came, it's time to get out of this country. We went out of that country. So, with that much of anecdotes of the world and self is enough. And we just sit quietly for a moment and I don't know, you are okay with if I bring the Lord Narasimha in front of your eyes, you are okay with that?
Yes.
Or you want only light, or you want emptiness, or you want Narasimha Bhagawan? Narasimha Bhagawan चलेंगे? चलो. तो just chant one Om. Keeping your back, neck and head in a straight line, a happy disposition, smile on your lips, joy in your heart, feet flat on the ground, fingers interlocked. A deep love and devotion towards the Lord. That Lord appeared in the midst of us 2 days ago in the form of Narasimha. That pillar out of which he manifested, that pillar is your spinal cord. That is your all the chakras in one line. Chakra Bhedan, invocation of Kundalini. When it reaches its climax, as it goes through Mooladhar, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahat, Vishuddhi, Agya and Sahasrar. When it reaches the Sahasrar, that is when Lord Narasimha, Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham, Om Sahasrashirsha Purushaha, Sahasraksha Sahasrapad. It is the same verses of the Vedas which are put in this teeny mini mantra called Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham. It's the same meaning. Till the Vishuddhi Chakra, the Ahankar, the individuality is still there. But as we go beyond the Vishuddhi Chakra, which is located in the throat, the hollow of your throat, and move towards the Sahasrar, the individuality, which is dependent upon what? It is dependent upon the 5 senses and the mind. 5 senses are above the throat, and for contemplation purposes, mind is everywhere, but its location is in our head. When we think, we put our hand on our head. We don't put my hand on the knee. I'm thinking. So when that individuality, which is surviving on the food of stimuli, information of the five senses and the thoughts in the mind, when they are also transcended by the invocation of the energy, by chanting this mantra, the conclusion is the prakatikaran, the manifestation of Lord Narasimha. We are the Prahlad. We are the soft-hearted, full of faith, full of devotion, simple, sincere, no corruption in our mind, no manipulation in our mind. We are like a small child that Prahlad is, who is chanting when he see the Lord Narasimha in your mind. You are the Prahlad. Ugram Viryam Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nrasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namamyaham. With full sincerity, you be available to the Lord Narasimha, who is wearing yellow dhoti, who is half man, half lion. Till the shoulders, he is like a man, but his nails are like that of the claws of the lion, a huge mane like the lion, eyes red like the lion, the hair on his head, he's got the head of a lion, simple. With four, the molars, our molars are small, but the four molars that he has, they are all pointed, ready to snatch the meat away, and he is roaring away. And when you chant this mantra, when he sees you standing in front of him, imagine that huge form of Narasimha Bhagawan. Even though he is that angry, he lifts you gently and places you on his lap. And starts caressing your head and hair. You're absolutely at peace in the embrace of the Lord in that form. For he is Bhishanam Bhadram. He is ferociously auspicious, Bhayankar auspicious. He is the bringer of peace. He is the bringer of discipline. He is the bringer of reordering of all the thoughts within you. He is the bestower of fearlessness, which in many of us expresses as arrogance. True fearlessness comes only not when we become fearless, but when the Lord makes us fearless. Keep looking at the face of the Lord, whose eyes are like that of fire. But full of love. Ukram Veeram Mahavishnu Jvalantam Sarvato Mukham Nrusimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namamyaham. Taking a deep breath in, moving your toes, moving your finger, moving your shoulders, your neck left and right, offering yourself to the Lord, chanting Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Bolo Narasimha Bhagawan ki Jai.